This is part 4 to the 6th grade project, Circle, Square, Circle. In this part, we're going to look at doing the assembly, meaning joining together our parts so we can have a part that looks similar to this. So going back to OnShape, where we left off last is we created our cylinder. I'm going to show my other parts now by clicking on the icon. And what we're going to see is we have our 3 parts created. If we go down to the bottom toolbar, we can see where it says Assembly 1. We're going to click that and change our workspace. I'm going to come over to the Insert button, and you can see all those parts I created in that studio are now here. The reason that we named them is so we could have an easy way to identify them. The first part I'm going to bring in by clicking on there and then coming into my workspace and left clicking again is my circle with a square hole. I'm going to hit my green check mark to close this insert window out, and I'm going to right click on this part. When I right click, you should see the word fix, and what fixing does is it pins that part to our workspace. So our workspace has no rules like our three-dimensional world we live in. So we have to set the rules for our parts in this assembly file. So I'm going to set the first rule by just saying and fixing our first part. And what that basically says is all our other parts will revolve around this part. That's because this part is pinned. I'm going to come back to my insert button, and I'm going to grab my cube with a circle hole to it. I'm going to left click in my workspace and hit the green check mark. What you're going to notice is with my select button, I can move this part, but this part is fixed on those sets of planes. So what I want to do is join these. Now there's 2 ways to do it. We can join them together with a fasten mate, where we can set 1 rule to join the 2 parts, or we could do it with planar mates, where we would have to set 3 rules to join our parts. So we're going to do the fasten mate, and I'm going to click on my fasten mate. I'm going to move this off to the side. I'm going to choose the top center of this piece, and I want to join it or fasten it to the top center of my opening. What that's doing is it's setting a geometric rule that those parts will be joined together and cannot rotate at that point. I'm going to hit my green check mark to finish. I'm going to close out my fastening. And what we're going to notice is I'm going to try to drag this, and I can't move it now because these 2 parts are joined and the original circle part is fixed or pinned at that point. I'm going to insert my cylinder now, left clicking to bring it in, and green check mark to close this menu out. I'm going to come back to my fastened mate, and what I want is the center axis of that cylinder, and I want the middle of it. So I'm going to click on that point, and I'm going to go to the center point of my hole as well. I'm going to fasten it at that point. We can see over here in my fastening, I fastened at those 2 points. I'm going to green check mark, and now I have created my part according to my specifications. The thing that we'll notice is all the parts cannot move because they are joined together with those geometric rules.